Well, here I am. I've been talking for the last 5 minutes and nobody's been hearing me because I had myself muted. Great. Anyway, let's Kinky's out there, John Brown's out there, Obnoxious is out there, Caleb. Let's see. We've got Slim Cowboy. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had muted myself and didn't even realize I'd done it. Feel like an idiot. Got a late start tonight. I blame Matt as usual. He likes to keep me up late, and that's all fine and good. Uh, Interesting list he had going on over tonight. I honestly think that Guns N' Roses should have won it, but I'm happy that AC/DC did come in number one. In my most humble of opinions, the Appetite for Destruction album from Guns N' Roses is probably the greatest single album of all time. Um, every song on that album was a great song, and I honestly believe that every song on that album could have been a top 10 hit if it would have been released to the radio. And, I can understand why they weren't. Uh, because some of them had a lot of profanity in it, because that's just what GNR did. But I honestly think that Guns N' Roses was the best, at least that album was the best album ever produced. Uh, Not taking anything away from AC/DC Back in Black, because that was also a great album. Just not as good as Appetite, in my opinion. A lot of ties at the end of that, though. Well, that's how I had it listed too. Obnoxious was uh, the Black Album from Metallica was number one, two, and Appetite was number one. I just could not see another way around it. Just two great albums. Uh, I'm going to send out some links, see if I can get some folks in here. I'm sure Gary is available, hopefully. My wonderful co host. As soon as I get everything copied and cut and stitched and everything and get everything else situated. There we go. Send out Gary a link there. Angelina and Dr. Gno has joined us over on the Gun Channel side. So, hello, guys. Welcome to the show. Um, Again, before I go any further tonight, I want to make another public apology. Um, Last week, I had Dog Body on here, and I had told Ghost Tactical that I was going to be doing a one-on-one with him last week. I had gotten myself confused. Uh, I was actually supposed to do Ghost tonight and him and Dog Body last week. So I do apologize for that. Very unprofessional. I have no excuses. It's just I screwed up, and that's the bottom line. So, Ghost, if you're out there listening, I do apologize again. I am sorry. Um, I'd love to have you on if you're willing to come on. So, anyway, Alan Anchor, how you doing? I sent you a link if you'd like to jump in here. Gary, you've got one over on the Gun Channel side. I know you're listening. And if anybody else would like a link, just let me know, and I'd be happy to ship you out one if you'd like. Or we can run it like this. It matters not to me. But they're finally letting me do my 4473s at work. now. They have decided I have had enough training that I can go out on the limb myself. Let me tell you, doing those 4473s from the purchaser side of the counter is a lot different from doing it on the seller side. There's just, especially on a computer, there's a lot of information that you have to know and remember, and it's a bit intimidating. It really is. And we have been joined by Angelina. How are you, Angelina?
I'm good. Oh, Gary's here now too.
What
Hey,
the
Gary.
hell is going on here, folks?
Cock in the house.
Damn straight.
We're getting a full house, ladies and gentlemen. I just got a message from the Godfather himself.
Who's that?
Well, right there, the man.
That
G-Web.
guy.
Oh, the Gun Channel's daddy.
Yeah, yep, the
Yeah.
one and only. Welcome, G-Webs.
Hey. You're talking about 4473s?
Yeah, I was talking about filling out, doing the 4473s from the seller's perspective. And there is a lot of information that goes into that. And we do it on a computer. And there's just a lot of information that you have to remember, what to put where and how. You know, when you fill it out from the buyer's perspective, it's straightforward. Anybody that's ever bought a firearm knows that form. We've all filled it out. But from the seller's perspective, there's so much more information that you've got to know and learn and figure out, and certain codes and this and the other. And I'm not at liberty to actually go into everything that's there, but it's a different process, and it's just taking me a little time to get used to the process. I'm getting better at it, and everything has to be correct, because if you screw something up, you could, screw the buyer out of a gun or whatever. So you have to be have to pay attention to details, because one mistake could, cause you problems, cause the buyer problems. And the first few I've done on my own, I catch myself, looking over my shoulder. Okay, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Just asking little questions here and there. And for the most part, they're really good about coming over and saying, okay, this has to be done here and that has to be done here. It's just a little bit of a learning curve for me, and I'll get it eventually. It's just, not something that I'm used to doing. So, I mean, I've dealt with Word programs and Excel and this, that, and the other. This is just a little more in depth. So, just a bit of a learning curve. And Gary has George up. What's going on, guys?
We were just living the dream.
Yeah.
And what is
Outlaws hanging out.
what is the dream tonight for you, Gary?
It's holding fucking George, Ellis.
You bet.
Look at that.
Yeah, the official mascot of the Outlaw Hatfield shows.
Good choice, I think.
See, everybody can have all the guns they want, but I'm the only one that has George. There's only one George.
I think George needs a girlfriend, though.
Maybe George is normal size and Gary's just a tiny, tiny person.
Oh shit! There's a spin that we didn't think of.
That's a point. That's a good
What do you
point.
think about that, George? Am I just
Slim says he would like a link, so I'm going to shoot him one.
So did I ever tell you the story about how years later the ATF wanted to interview me? I almost had to go to court over a 4473 from years earlier.
No, but I'm interested.
Yeah, so pay attention to those things. So they're federal documents, and if something happens, you might get brought in. I think the guy, it turned out he was doing something. I don't remember if I even was told what it was, but they were really worried about something, and I can't remember 'cause this was already years ago. But basically, they came in and I worked there off and on. I'm on the books, or I was on the books, but I wasn't working there every single day or nothing. Anyway, so it turned out that I was on the 4473, and when they came in to pull all the guys 4473s from everywhere, from every gun shop or whatever, they had questions about it or whatever, and I forgot what the hell it was. It was something about his ID or something. It was some little tiny detail that I don't know how anyone could ever know, but I guess, they have to follow through and ask the questions just in case I had photographic memory or something. And anyway, it's kind of interesting. So, I mean, it's not like I would have gone to jail or anything if I didn't remember what they wanted to know, but I don't know if it ever actually did go to court or not. But anyway, it's kind of neat or it's kind of interesting, and to know that you're on it, they're on it, and you don't know what the hell you're meeting them people for the first time. You'll never meet them again, probably, but from now on, your lives are connected together legally.
Oh yeah, yeah. And most of the customers we get that I have learned are all return customers. There's nobody that shows up in the shop that hasn't been there, for the most part, that hasn't been there, 10, 15 times before and bought guns. And with that being said, there are also those that says, well, I come into the store because I shop there all the time online. And I get that quite a lot too. But most of the buying customers are people that's just local to the area that just return shoppers.
Do you get a lot of people coming in because Night Strike sends them over?
Very few, actually, very few.
A lot of ladies.
But I'll tell you what was cool. I was talking to one of the customers the other day, and he does some stuff online as well. And I asked him, I said, well, do you watch YouTube or anything like that? He said something about GunTube, and I said, you watch GunTube? And he says, yeah. I said, well, I know the guy that came up with GunTube. So yeah, and I told him, I said, he's running the GunTube out of his house. And he just looked at me like, really? And I said, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, as soon as you said, I know the guy who runs GunTube, the guy who took a swing at you.
Well, no, he didn't take a swing at me. Hey, Ghost, how you doing, sir?
What's up, Ghost?
Ghost, I'm glad you're here, buddy. I want to apologize one more time for the screw up last week.
Dude, shut up. It's relax. It's good, man. It happens.
No, but it's unprofessional, and I felt like shit about it, dude.
Well, I mean, whenever you start being professional is when I stop watching, so it's whatever.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I got a question. Is Ghost still in here? I have a question for Ghost. Do you feel like Santa Claus?
Who?
Ghost. Do you feel like Santa Claus on New Year's? Like, kind of
left out a week late or something,
Like your big day was a week ago now, and you got like a year.
It was. I had like 3,000 people around the TV to watch it and all that, and I just get upstaged by a freaking dog, dude. So it's whatever.
Well, it was a good show.
It was a good show. It is a good show. Yeah. It was definitely much better than I would have presented. So,
I'm talking about Halloween.
Halloween.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I think I've managed to fall off the curb somewhere here.
You jumped off a curb years ago, buddy.
Yeah, well, don't tell nobody. Damn it. That's our secret. I'm not supposed to let that shit out. Anyway, but yeah, they're at GunTube is actually getting rather popular. There are people talking about it. So other than us, and I just thought that was so cool. that somebody was coming into the shop and actually talking about GunTube. So, you know, Night Strike, we're proud of you, buddy. You're doing a good thing. Keep it up. You know, you got people out there talking about your show, about your GunTube, and we're all behind you 100%. Maybe someday you will actually give us a home other than YouTube. And I, for one, would be more than happy to walk away from this.
Well, you can already do it.
Oh, yeah.
Live streaming on it. You use OBS to connect to the live streaming. He has a YouTube or a GunTube Hangout, which is similar to this with some better features. And then you invite however many people you want into there, and then you broadcast it out to gun channels or the other. What's the name of that software that Clover's using?
OBS.
No, the one that
Stream. I think it's like I think it's called Stream or something like
Caster.
that. Caster. That's it. Yeah.
So you plug your OBS, that Gary said, that software that connects to GunTube, and then you connect it to Caster, and it distributes it out to all those different sources.
Calvarius, that was not right, dude. Yes, I did actually fall off a wall on a bicycle and broke my arm in the process. We don't need to bring that up. I was very young and very stupid and showing off in front of some girls that I probably didn't hate to have anything to do with to begin with. So, I was what, 13? Wow. It's hard to believe I'm that old. You're welcome, G-Webs.
So I was looking around and I posted the second. So the original Every Second Matters happened in the middle of somebody's chat. It might have been Yankees chat, or it might have been some Stone guys or somebody else's. I don't remember. But I found the second Every Second Matters Ever, which was in October of 2013. Posted on Gun Channels earlier today. But kind of neat. If you hear about Cork and you hear about Stone Guy and One Bad Marine and these people, everybody was in there. It was a bunch of the old original Gun Channels people. Posted over on Gun Streamer too.
Wow. How long have you and has Gun Channels actually been a thing, G-Libs? Officially?
Well, 5 years here in a couple of days.
That is cool, man. That is cool. And you know what's great about it? Over the last few years, look at all the new people that's popped up over there and has actually has been putting out content on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost, Clover, myself, P11.
When I was looking at One Bad Marine, the guy that hosted that show that I'm talking about, I was looking through his YouTube channel, flipped over to the video tab. So I'm looking at all his videos, and then I sorted it by backwards, oldest to newest. And he's got a lot of fishing videos, and just like he works doing some sort of like testing or something on high tension wires, electrical, high, what do they call those, high giant wires that go across?
High tension wires?
Yeah. So he's got some pictures from up there, which is kind of neat. And then he starts getting into the chats or whatever. And then back those days, kind of like what you're doing here, he would go like aftermath. They called them after chats. Anyway, he had a bunch of after chats. And you can see some of the people that are still doing things online that would jump in and they'd be there. It's kind of hard to remember anymore, but some of them were there for weeks. Some of them were there for months. Some of them were just there for a few shows. And, everybody's got personalities. So if they didn't like the people, they might have figured out, hey, this is cool, but I don't like any of these people. I'm going to go do it somewhere else. And they did. And some of them stuck with it and, kept doing it. And there's quite a few people in there that are like that kind of stop by on the way to, whatever they were going to actually end up doing.
Gee, I've said it before and I say it again. What you have done has given us all a place we can call home. I mean, if YouTube, Instagram, any of these other platforms decided to kick all of our gun content off tomorrow, we still have gun channels. We still have that to fall back on. and we can move on from there. We can find other revenue, other sources.
I can't wait for that to happen because that's when I'm gonna turn. That's when I'm gonna tighten the noose, and that's when it's like $10 a day for gun channel access.
Oh yeah, okay.
That'll be great.
You
That's
mean
when
it's not already not? Why do I get a bill every day for $10 in if it's not already like that?
It'd be awesome. I don't know who's skimming you there, but yeah, somebody's making a fortune off the gun channel.
Wait a
Quite
minute.
clover.
Yeah.
Shouldn't he be paying us? I think this is working backwards. Anyway, but
The new gun channel patches will be here Wednesday.
Nice.
They're in the mail.
You got a bunch of different colors this year, didn't you?
Yeah, 5 of them.
Nice.
are you planning on doing any more of the van patches?
The new one is coming on Wednesday.
Okay, great. I want one of those. I do not have one of the vans, so that's one of them I'm wanting.
When's the mellow patch coming out?
I don't know. I don't know if I could keep her. I don't know if it depends on if I keep that dog. Pretty sassy. And she sheds a lot.
She's sassy. You like them sassy, don't you?
No, she sasses back.
Well, would you rather have a dog just laid there and looked at you and just didn't do nothing?
Oh no, but at the same time, I don't want some dog that's got sass in her.
Well, maybe she just don't like the food you're giving her. Speaking of which, I know a guy that can train it. Take good care of her.
You talking about dog body?
Yeah.
Hell no. Get back some big muscle-bound dog. Wearing one of them tiny bikinis.
Yeah,
all
he'll
the
get a pit bull back.
I've seen him a husky come back with a Rottweiler.
Hey, I'm not eating this dog food. You can provide me with a steak, human.
Yeah, exactly. Come back wanting like a steady diet of raw meat.
It'd be okay. Oh, so when are you planning on taking off again, G? Heading back out?
That's a good question, but long answer. Not sure.
That didn't seem like a too long of an answer to me. Hey, Slim, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing all right. How about you?
We're all good, as far as I know. We're all on this side of the grass, so I guess
That's
we're
always
doing pretty good.
Especially for a Monday.
Well, we're all, everybody's on this side of the grass except the ghost, of course. What can you say?
I just kind of linger.
Yeah. And that's a ghost the Ghostbusters can't even take care of. We've tried.
Who are you gonna call?
Clover. That's the only guy that can get rid of ghost.
No, he can't. You guys think too much of Clover. You seriously, you're talking about a guy that has to repel out of his truck. Come on now. Come on.
Yes, but once he shows you his lucky charms, it's just all there is right there. It's awesome, right?
The only person that can control me is my wife.
Does she know that?
She does know that, yeah. Yeah, she does.
See, that's your first mistake. You let her know that.
You
Oh no.
poor
If you
soul.
knew my wife, you don't have much of a choice.
Oh well. Well, maybe one of these days I will meet your dear wife and apologize wholeheartedly for you.
I do every day, so you know.
I'm so sorry you married me.
You know, when you're most women like tall, dark, and handsome. You know, she settled for, short, pale, and average. So what are you gonna do, you know?
But you were a Marine, so that's something. That's something right there.
I don't know if that's, in some cases, that's not a good thing. I don't know.
Well, so far, every Marine I've met, I've liked. So far.
Oh, I've got a few that I don't like, but it's all good.
Yeah.
You just got to meet more Marines.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I tell you what, and that's something else. Speaking of Marines, that surprised me. How many Marines show up at the shop? I mean, Paris Island's not very far from here at all. So it's over in Beaufort, on the other side of Beaufort. And they come in all the time. Very nice guys. So far, everyone I've met's been just as nice as you can be, and some of them are really young, like right out of boot. So, just great guys, great bunch of guys.
Bunch of assholes.
And
Marines are assholes.
You
Just
can
you
you can always tell the ones that's come straight from the boot camp, because
well,
they're
I still got the deer in the headlights look.
yeah.
1,000 mile stare. There you
Yep,
go.
pretty much every one of them. Yes, sir. You ain't gotta call me sir, buddy.
They don't know better. They just understand that you're completely brainwashed, completely broken down to your bare essentials and built back up. So after 13 weeks, you're basically institutionalized from boot camp for a while. You have to get out of that,
Yeah.
If they ask where the bathroom is, you better go in and tell them when it's time to pee, too. Otherwise, they'll be standing there for 30 minutes.
I'll pass. Thank you very much. I'm sure they can figure it out on their own.
Oh, I heard from a guy on the internet I should go into the bathroom with you.
Oh, God, the internet. Those internet experts,
Yeah, let me know how that one works out for you.
So, tomorrow, I am going into work early, ladies and gentlemen. Because one of the benefits of working at PSA is I get free range time. And this is something that I absolutely adore. Last week, I took the 1911 and the GP 100. Tomorrow, I will be taking this.
Oh, nice.
And
So,
just don't forget Ellis Hatfield,
yes, sir.
to leave work early enough to get to the polls before they close.
Oh, no, I'll be at work. I will go to the polls before I go to the
That'll work.
tomorrow morning.
Hey,
All right.
That's first.
Ellis, don't take that AR to the polls.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Okay.
that would probably not end up well, would it? Is that a loaded gun? No. That's my pool cue. Thank
Well,
you.
they probably know who you're voting for.
Yeah.
You might get the vote from jail, just saying.
Yeah. Well, I would expect all y'all to band together and bail me out.
Can't fix stupid, bro. Can't fix stupid.
I didn't say fix it. I said bail my ass out.
Gun Snob wants to know if you have rental guns.
Yes, we do, actually. And a very nice selection of rental guns.
Do they have your Chris Vector for you to rent out?
No, they do not. But they do have, and Ghost, I had a bone to pick with you.
Who doesn't? Go ahead.
Ever since you got that Walther,
No bones.
I have been thinking about one, and they've got two in the shop. And I picked one.
Which one?
The PPQs. They got two different PPQs, and I picked one up because I'd never held one before.
Pretty damn nice.
Oh my God! It fits perfect in your hand, don't it? That grip is just amazing.
I've got the subcompact, but with a 15-round mag and a subcompact, you basically have the normal PPQ, grip. Yeah, it feels pretty damn good.
I've noticed Walthers fit real nice in the hand.
Man, I mean, I like my 1911, but I honestly think I like that Walther grip better than I do my 1911.
The best grip that I can honestly say that I've ever had was the HK, the VP9. If you guys haven't had a chance to hold that, that might be the best feeling grip ever.
We got about 10 of those, and I've held those as well. I like the Walther better than I do those.
Yeah.
So,
Ellis, do they have a Chris Vector there?
No, they do not. They do have a PS90 that I've been drooling over.
Did I ever tell you the time that I shot the Vector at Range Day? Oh, yeah. I did. Okay, I didn't know if I told you that or not.
Yeah, no, I think you might have mentioned it once or twice.
You should just go to the special order thing. Say John Smith ordered the Chris Vector and just write some phone number on there.
And then he
And then,
bails on it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Then they order it into the shop and they call the number. It's like, oh, it's a pizza place. Like, what happened? Ah, we got to put it on the shelf. Then you got one to play with.
I'm trying to think. What do we have? We have a Scar 17 there. That's really
same,
nice.
Same thing as this Chris.
We have the two of the Galeals. We got one in 308, the other one 762 by 39. A bunch of Daniel Defense. A Tavor. Don't like that at all. It's just weird. And some
You don't think
M1.
it's well made? You
Huh?
don't think the Tavor is well made?
I look at it and it's got this cool little lines, cool shapes. But once you actually get it in your hand, the back end just feels like it wants to sink on you. I don't like it. You got that PS90, which, like I said, that's a very nice gun and surprisingly well balanced. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that the magazine is actually on top of the gun itself.
Sounds like you've been spending too much time walking around the store trying guns out instead of selling them. Just saying.
Well, there are customers, and these customers like to know what I'm trying to sell them.
Oh, so it's research.
It's research.
Someone comes in and goes, hey, I'd like to take a look at a PS90. So then Ellis just holds it and models it for him. And then they're like, can I touch it? Like,
No, you can't touch it.
I already showed it to you.
Here, see?
You can see it from here.
He does like a video. He has them hold the camera, and then he does the video.
I was
You
actually
can watch the video in a couple of days on my YouTube channel.
He does a quick booth review from the counter.
I was actually in an official PSA video last week.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. We were giving away some prizes, and
They're probably trying to give you away.
Well, there goes their stock prices.
now nobody wants me.
Alice kept walking back and forth in the background of a video they were filming.
No, they
Look,
had
Mom, I'm in the video.
they had me drawing a name out of a cooler. So it was all of about 35 seconds worth of video.
And somebody else had to read it.
In other parts of the country, they have like a beautiful girl do that.
Nightstruck wasn't available.
Gary
Thank
brought up
God.
a good point. Did somebody else have to read it for you?
Well, no, the way it worked is I pulled the name, I gave the name to Carl, Carl read the name, and that was a whole video right there. The ending's kind of funny. It's on Facebook. You can go to PSA on Facebook, look it up. It's there.
Nobody uses
How could it be funny reading a name? Did he screw it up?
The ending is kind of funny because he told the guy that was filming to cut, and instead of cutting, the guy just kept going with it. So
the cooler catches on fire. It's a whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. I'd watch it for that.
yeah, so would I. That would have been cool.
Wonder if that's on Instagram.
Let's see. And Slim, they got a Uberti 45 there that you probably like.
Ooh.
Stainless steel.
Are you passing out guns?
I wish.
Yeah, I'll let you know where you can send
You
that.
get a gun, and you get a gun, and everybody gets a gun.
There's a gun.
I tell you what, if you guys show up, what I'll do is I will sell you each a rifle.
For $1?
I was
No.
gonna say keep
You get
going.
any kind of commission or anything? Is there like some kind of sales perks for winning?
No sales perks, no commission.
I mean, I'll show up, but you got to entice me. You've just said you'll sell me a rifle. I mean, I can get anybody around here to sell me a rifle. What are you propositioning here?
The rifle, I will sell it to you personally. How about that?
If I buy an upper online, will you touch it before it's in the mail?
Probably not. I won't even lay eyes on it.
There's like a rubber stamp there that says "fiddled with" by Ellis.
Yeah. Not
That's by the
inspected by, it's
outlaw.
fiddled with.
Touched by the outlaw. That raised the price. What? A nickel?
That you, Ellis?
Huh?
That's you?
Yeah. That would be. Let's see.
That's a cash
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that's Carl, and that's me on his. That would be his left hand side. Yes,
It's not a
this is.
speaking part, I guess.
Back in my day, they said if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. But
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say where I work, there is no downtime.
Look at this guy. He's pro at it.
yeah,
he's good at taking things out of coolers.
yeah. I'm an expert. I've had a lot of.
Oh, did you see the grace in which he closed the cooler? That was professional right there.
Yeah, let's look at that again.
Guy.
Yeah, just go ahead and give the outlaw hell tonight.
Shit, what do you expect? You were the one who invited us all.
Yeah, I know. I deserve this.
You're a celebrity, Ellis.
Not really. No.
Great camera work.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh, look, your crotch was on video.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't intentional.
At least it doesn't have that rubber stamp.
Yeah,
on it.
okay.
Fiddled with Ellis by Ellis. Fiddled with by Ellis.
Well, yeah. Now, there's a lot. They get that question a lot. Well, how come it's on the website but you don't have it in the store? What they don't understand is we have. I think they said 2 different warehouses in the state, and all the stuff you see online is in the warehouse, and therefore the stuff that you see online that says like out of stock, we might have one in the store, but they don't have one in the warehouse. Or it could work the other way around. They might have one in the warehouse, but we don't have that item in the store.
We
So-
understand. Bait and switch. We get it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, we
Shell
don't have
game.
that model that we have on sale on the website, but we have this model. It's just a little bit more, but it's got the rust coating.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we work it.
Typical shell game. I see how it is.
You want the tough coating in the mag well, otherwise you're going to get chips.
We just want to get you in the door. That way you can buy something really expensive. No, like I said, y'all show up, I'll sell you each a rifle. And I'll even let you pick it out.
I already
I
gave
don't
you a
think I
Glock.
We've got a very nice Bagara sitting out there, so we got a 338 Lapua that I'd be happy to sell you, Goose.
Oh. What kind of rifle is it?
Hatfield shotguns.
It's a Savage.
Okay. Nice.
Yes, and it weighs about 25 pounds.
Yeah,
It's
what's
not light.
what's the asking price on that?
Almost $3,000.
Yeah, if you would have come back and said it was $2,000, I would have come there tomorrow and bought it. But since you said 3, I'm just gonna have to go past on it.
Yeah, well.
Make him an offer.
I don't think it works. that way.
$17.
Like I said, I don't think it works that way.
I'll give you. Tell you what, I'll give you $18.
You bastard.
1850.
I don't think Palmetto State Army would go for that.
Oh, that's too rich for my blood. I'm out.
I would have gone 1850, but it's already taken. I can't go 19.
1850 going twice. Sold the Fat Guy Kansas for 1850. That's right.
See there, all somebody had to do is offer an extra penny.
See, there you go. You can go back to work and say, "Hey, guess what? I sold a $3,000 gun." Just don't tell them that you only sold
For 1850.
Just don't tell them you only sold for 18.
And that's not 1,850. That's $18.50.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure the boss would not be happy about that.
Well, you just don't
Oh, he
tell
wouldn't be
them
your
what you
boss
sold for.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't think that would be an issue anymore.
You would be promoted to customer. It's not a big deal.
Right. You'd be
Remember,
treated
the
a lot
customer's
better.
always right.
Well, I kind of like my position, so let's not get out the outlaw fired, okay? Let's try to avoid that. Please.
I tell you what, the outlaw's going soft. The outlaw that I used to know would have said, "Not a problem."
Yeah, well,
I thought you were a can-do guy, not a I can't guy.
Did her.
Well, it went
I don't know.
weird.
I thought I broke the internet or something.
Yeah, I know mine. I had a hard time getting in here because my sound died, then Hangouts wouldn't work, then I had to reboot my phone, then my computer wouldn't work. I don't. The internet did not want me to succeed today.
Tell you what, the last 5 seconds has been the best outlaw show in a long time.
Hey, that first like minute, that was pretty good. I was getting ready to be like, hey, you know what? He's finally figured it out.
Did he
I still
leave?
don't think he's figured out that he can. I don't know. I don't think he's figured out that we can't hear him. I think he's probably having a nice conversation with himself.
Probably.
We got 2 taters in here.
We
Wow.
did. Oh,
we
there
did.
went the leader.
Oh, yep, he dropped. He'll
What do
probably
you guys
back.
want to talk about now?
This is when we can do whatever we want.
This is it's free for all at this point.
All right,
Yeah.
someone pull up Cheers and let's start playing it.
Hell yeah.
It was on my phone, and then I jumped in on my computer.
Oh,
Oh, damn it, everybody. He's back.
well, that was interesting.
I'm telling you, that was the best 1-minute show you've ever had in your life. You just didn't know it.
Yeah, man.
Oh, we're still live. I don't know what happened there. I have no clue what happened. I figure YouTube probably got upset because I was talking about guns.
Telling you, I had a hell of a time getting in here. It's been weird all day.
I ain't never had that happen before. Just get knocked out of my own chat.
I've had it happen before.
It wouldn't
that
happen
happened
on
like that
GunTube.
like a week ago or two. You
Huh.
bet.
Well, I've got my phone here in my hand, so if it happens again, I'll just come back in on that. Not a problem. Thank you guys for holding down the fort, though.
it was all me.
Oh. And so you're taking credit for everybody else, too, I see.
No, she stepped up, man. She was the leader.
Oh,
I quickly stepped into a leadership role.
you
And
took the.
delegated.
So
We
you
had a
took.
great plan, and then you showed back up, and we had to dump that.
So you took the Rick Grimes position, huh?
Oh yeah, man. I was. I mean, I guess you were fucking my wife, and yeah, I don't know.
You have a wife.
Somebody still watch that.
Isn't that what's happening? If I'm Rick Grimes and you were like the leader, you were that like more handsome sheriff or cowboy, and then he was banging Rick's wife, the moody bitch,
Rick has a
right?
Rick,
Isn't that what was happening?
The one
Rick
that had the
had a
baby in the
wife.
first episode or the second.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was like 11 seasons ago.
Judith.
Yeah, exactly. That was a long time ago.
Well, yeah,
Um,
that's all I don't watch that show. That show's bullshit. It's fucking people arguing and then zombies show up.
It's boring zombie soap opera.
I gave up on it after like 2 seasons. It just got to be too boring.
I still watch it. I still love it.
I mean, the concept intrigues me, but the actual episodes just get to be like, this is boring.
You know, and this season has actually got me a bit more excited than the previous couple. Because especially now that Rick's left the show, and from what they're saying, they're going to be starting it's going to be like a reboot. They're starting brand new from scratch. Rick's out of the
Or do you
picture
want more
for
money
now.
or something?
I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work,
I
but
can't imagine that he wasn't getting paid enough. I mean, come on, he was basically the lead.
Right.
So you can't.
yeah,
tell
he
me wasn't
was getting.
money.
Ratings have been down every single season since like season 2 or 3. They kept wanting more and more money, but the show was generating less and less revenue. so they started axing people. And then a couple of the people that left the show wanted pay raises, and AMC was like, "No, we can't. We can't even afford to." So they were like, "All right, well, I'm leaving."
Well, what they're actually doing with Rick, and I don't know how many of y'all actually watched the episode last night, but he wasn't killed off. He was hauled away in a helicopter at the end of the episode. And what they're going to do is make a trilogy of movies dealing with what he's dealing with now, where he's at now, what he's doing, and it all takes place 5 years in the future. Everything is from this point on is 5 years after Rick's death. So,
so he could come back.
yeah. They're planning on making 3 movies with Rick Grimes being Andrew Lincoln being the lead character playing Rick Grimes, and after that we don't know where it's going. They could cancel it after that.
They need to put that shit out of its misery.
It's been on for how long now? It's run its course.
Yeah, too long.
But that's why they're rebooting it. That's why they're doing this. It's basically a reboot. They're starting from scratch.
At this point,
I'd watch it if Negan was the main character.
That's where it's heading.
He's a little bit sexy, right, Ghost?
I mean, he's a lot sexy, you know.
Yeah, I'm feeling that one. The
That's
thing about what's his name? The one who people think he died, but I guess helicopter.
Rick.
Oh, his voice fucking kills me. He's annoying.
Well,
and then
He's
that,
like Australian. He's like Australian in real life or something like that.
I think he's English.
Oh, English, okay.
But who else don't I like? That preacher, the black guy.
Yeah.
That guy was annoying. The guy who was the gay cop on Southland, but he's in Walking Dead now. I fucking hate him too.
But Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Negan, is actually supposed to take the role of the main character.
Well, good. I might actually watch it again.
He's going to be leading the group or co-leading the group. So he's on the show for good until they decide to kill him off.
What about Daryl? Is he still on it?
As far as I know, when Rick supposedly died at the end of the episode, you see Daryl walk off and disappear. So apparently what they're saying is Daryl has disappeared. He's been gone for the 5 years that Rick's been missing. And he's going to come back 5 years later and pick up right where he left off, I guess. I don't know how that's going to work. But this was also either this week or next week's the last episode for Maggie to be on the show. So.
Which one is that?
That would be Herschel's daughter, Glenn's girlfriend / wife.
Did she have that baby? Because she seemed like she was pregnant for 50 years.
Yeah, she's had the baby. The baby's about a year old now. So when the show comes back, the baby will be about 5.
Unless it got eaten.
Unless it got eaten.
What I don't get is what's keeping these zombies going. If it's been this many years, how have the zombies not decomposed at this point?
Because you're a human being 3 years into it and you get bit, and now you're a fresh zombie.
I heard a very are you guys familiar with Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I heard this thing. I guess it's a TV theory.
It was the blue meth that caused it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I heard that one.
Yep.
That would actually be cool if they tie that in together.
They deal with how it started in the comics.
Well, they've never really got into it in the show.
Yeah, they did. Yep, there was one issue. It was aliens. So when they pitched the show, when they pitched the comic book, the only way the comic book company, whoever it was, I forget, I watched a whole video on it. The only way that they would approve it and greenlight it is if it couldn't just be a regular zombie comic. So the guy was like, it's got to be aliens or something. So they were like, yeah, sure, aliens. Never actually intending to write in how it's about aliens or whatever. And then when they were like, yo, I thought this was going to be aliens, he was like, oh, okay. And they wrote one comic that wasn't actually canon about it being from aliens. But the only reason the whole thing was greenlit was because he lied and said, yeah, sure, I'll make it, I'll make the zombie plague because of aliens.
Hey, whatever it takes to get your book published, I guess. He's rolling in dough right now. He got the last laugh. So, but in the show itself, they've never talked about how it started or where it started or anything like that.
Yeah, they're not going to. They don't plan on.
What about when they, at the end of, is it season 1? When they get into that bunker with that guy who knows what's going on?
Oh yeah,
No, he never knew how it started.
He never knew how it started.
Oh.
If I remember right, they were doing testing on the zombies, but they never actually figured out like why it was happening.
And
They
it never.
knew how, they just didn't know why.
It would be nice if they would touch on a little bit to figure out, what was going on, what caused it, but they haven't, and they probably won't.
Yeah, at
So
this
it's
point, it would
too
be
late
kind
now.
of pointless to divulge like, hey, it was this and this in the beginning.
I mean, if they can make a story out of it, maybe like an arc, saying, okay, we know what caused it, and we know how it started, and this, that, and the other, and then have Rick trying to figure out a way to, in the next 3 movies with him in it, figure out a way to actually come up with a cure. Because at this point, there is no cure. If you die of any way, you're becoming a zombie.
So, who has the helicopter? Who took them?
That's a good question, and nobody knows.
Oh, they don't know. Oh, I got you.
Nobody knows who that group is. They just.
Well, yeah. I thought the comics talked about the helicopter, like the Watchers, or whoever
I thought
they
it was
were.
the Whisperers.
Yeah, the Whisperers.
No, the Whisperers are the people that dresses up like in zombie skins and walks around acting like zombies within zombie herds or hordes, whatever you want to call it. They did a preview of the next 3 episodes, and you could actually hear the Whisperers inside the hordes of zombies talking to each other. And it's kind of freaky because they don't speak in a normal human voice. They sort of gurgle it out so that the zombies don't understand that there's humans actually mixed in with them. Which is an ingenious way to hide.
This was in the comics or what?
No, this was on the show this morning or last night.
Oh, I got you.
That show's gone way too far. I just can't. I can't do it.
Well, that's what I said was, okay, I get it. There's going to be new zombies every day, but I feel like a lot of the original zombies, because in the beginning, a lot of the mass population got infected at the same time. I feel like those zombies should be dead, like decomposed by now. I mean, it's a decomposing, rotting corpse, right? It'd be long since decomposed. Obviously, there's going to be new zombies out there from ones that have gotten bitten,
But not
later
forward.
on.
Yeah, but they're decomposing at a much slower rate. That was established that yes, they're decomposing, but they're decomposing because there is still some bodily function. They're decomposing at a much, much slower rate than a normal dead body would. That's how they explain them still being around.
Isn't that what happened to that dude's daughter? In one of the seasons, he was like keeping his zombie daughter in a cage, and he had to get rid of her finally because she was fucking degrading.
I'm not real sure who you're talking about.
Who?
There was like, I think he was a doctor, maybe. He was trying to bang one of the chicks, and then he had a daughter who got zombied, and he was keeping her in a cage.
Oh, the governor.
Yeah, that's who you're talking about.
There's been a couple characters that kept their zombie kids.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he have to like get rid of her because she was like rotting?
Oh no.
Somebody found her.
Michonne
Like,
did that
oh,
one.
shit.
Oh,
Michonne ran a katana through her head.
Yeah, the
I like Michonne. She was good.
I kept punishing myself with that show for a while. Like I kept trying, thinking it might get good, but I never did.
No, it won't. It's people fucking arguing, and then zombies show up. Sometimes.
Well,
I enjoyed this season. They were at the prison. That was a pretty good one.
That was
that was interesting. Like the zombie fights themselves, I felt were good, but there's too much soap opera in the middle.
And that's the thing. They have to keep the human dynamic there as well. I mean, it can't just be people running around killing zombies all the time.
Why not?
Let me ask you this: I don't read comic books. Are they still going along with the comic books? Are they past the comic books, or how's that working?
Now they've completely strayed away from the comics. They're in new territory right now.
Okay.
As soon as they got rid of Rick off the show, that took them into a whole different realm.
So Rick leaving wasn't in the comic books in a helicopter.
No. He eventually dies in the comics, I think. But in the comics, he had lost a hand and he'd been all kinds of screwed up.
Yeah, because I remember watching the one thing on YouTube where they talked about the comic where did they take out what's his name with the bat? What's his name?
Negan?
Yeah, did they take him out yet?
Yeah, he's been captured for a long time.
Because I know they captured him and then yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they captured him. They got him locked up, and
They didn't kill him.
No. Rick actually sliced his throat.
They should have killed him.
But then saved his life.
I don't know. Negan was a cool character.
He's my favorite character. Yeah. Negan don't give a shit.
But G-Webs, are you doing a daily gun show tonight?
After this one, yeah.
Okay, well, then we are going to cut this one off now, so you can get on to that. And I have to work tomorrow, so I'm sure I'm not the only one. Ladies and gentlemen,
Go
I would
vote,
like
people. Go vote.
Yes, that's important. Do that. Ladies and gentlemen.
Or it's too early, or if your vote doesn't really matter. Or
Don't vote for anybody with the last name Clinton. They might be related, and you don't want to take that chance.
Just because he's from Arkansas doesn't mean they're all related. Come on,
Luckily, you were born in Texas.
I played golf with him before, though. Cool guy.
Really?
Yeah, I played 9 holes with him.
Did you win?
And then they played golf.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, he's not very good at all. He takes a lot of presidential mulligans, though. I'll tell you that much.
A lot of presidential mulligans. Is that what we're calling it now?
That's what he calls them.
Oh well. Was this before or after he left office?
This is 2002, so after.
Oh well, then he don't get the presidential mulligans anymore because he's not the freaking president.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell him that.
I would.
Okay.
Mr. Clinton. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are calling this one done. Quit. We're finished with it. And Ghost just popped out again. Hopefully he'll be back. Let's go through the panel and see if anybody's got anything to plug. And we are going to start with Angelina.
Buy things from AlanAnchor.com.
I agree. She's got some cool stuff over there. Gary?
I would reiterate, buy things from AlanAnchor.com, buy things from GearWebsites.com. Also, and hey, if you get a chance, buy things from Palmetto State Armory for that matter. Mention Ellis's name and you get a 20% discount, I think. So
No, you do not. No,
cool.
you
I'll go
do
there
man of
not.
the outlaw Hatfield.
Hey, I
No,
want to help you out with that.
no.
I think I'll make a YouTube video tomorrow, and I'll let people know about that discount for you.
Yeah, you're trying to get me fired. What you're trying to do?
This
I've
was
already-
completely satire. None
I
of this
have-
was real.
I have already had to put a disclaimer at the bottom of my chats to make sure that everybody knows that anything said on my programming is my opinion and mine alone, and the opinions
why
of
you
my
keep
family.
But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, they-
none of that's true because if you call Palmetto State Armory and mention Elsa's name, they're probably going to surcharge you 5%. So don't do that. Whatever you do.
Oh yeah, they took me. The boss took me to the side and said, "You need to make sure and be careful what you say because your opinions on your show now that you're working here could be construed as something that is our company policies. So you need to make sure that is clear." And I was like, "Okay, I will take care of that." So if anybody's wondering about the wonderful disclaimer that is now at the bottom of all of my videos, that's what it's all about.
In all seriousness, like, share, and subscribe to everybody on the panel, and definitely to the Outlaw Hatfield. He's got a great channel. Thanks for the invite.
Hey Gary, we love to have you on here. Ghost, what about you? You got anything plug?
Nope. Thanks for having me.
Now I know you got a show tomorrow night.
Yeah, I got a show tomorrow night at 7 Central, so when we get done, then stop on by.
Yeah. See there? I plug your show every week. I never forget that. Because
That's why my numbers have been dropping, I guess, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But you will be happy to know you still have the best show on Tuesday nights.
Well, that's
But your competition has went down a little bit too.
I mean, it's one of those things where it is what it is.
I mean, it's just you and Night Strike. So, G, you got anything to plug?
Yeah, Gary's last video was pretty good. Difference between being an activist and then
That was good.
I don't know, that was the other word I'm thinking of. Kind of blank. Activist.
Advocate or advocate? Activist. Thank you very much.
That was a good one.
Watch it. I didn't see it.
And it was a good timing for it because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, oh, I'm hearing on the news that the Republicans are kicking butt. Red wave, or whatever. I don't need to wake up early. I don't need it's going to be cold. I don't have to worry about it. My vote's not that big a deal. So, good timing.
Everybody's vote is a big deal. That's just all there is to it.
Well, it's just like everything. It ain't the vote. It's getting there, showing up, being a thing in the parking lot, being an example for little kids that are on their way to school and see all those parked kids, those cars in the parking lot. It's those people that got to wait, and they're like, what do I got to wait in all this traffic for today? Oh, yeah, it's voting day. I guess I should get in line with them. It's all part of it. So, anyway, yeah.
How about you, Potatoes? You got anything to plug, brother?
Buy things from gearwebsites.com. Buy things from Owl and Anchor. Support your local Chinese restaurants.
Amen. And make sure they have a fresh supply cat. Slim?
Well, thank you. Thank you for the invite. Check me out on Gun Channels, Gun Streamer, Instagram, and YouTube.
And no, Gary, I wasn't talking about George.
Better not be.
It's stray cats. Make sure they have an endless supply of stray cats.
I love Stray Cats. That's a good band.
Never heard of them.
Great band.
Great band, yeah. Brian
Setzer.
Setzer. I wanted to call him Seltzer, but I knew that wasn't right.
And as for me, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back at you probably Wednesday morning. I might do a live check-in. And if you're around, stop by, say hello Wednesday morning. Y'all have a good night. We will catch you all later.
See y'all later.
Give him the bird.
God bless you.